Hi, how are you?
I am good, thank you, my love. Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. I was actually just jamming to your song right now, like the one that is coming out with King Promise.
Promise, yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I mean, the jam is so easy, the chorus is so easy also to just come along with it and just sing along, rather. How was it? How did you get to, work with King Promise?
So I initially wrote the song in 2023 in Lagos with a fantastic producer called Magic Sticks, and I've been a big fan of his work and like I want to get in together. But it felt really important for me to go there to work with him because I think like where you are affects what you're creating. And like early on in my career, I was like very much merging like Afro swing with R&B, but I hadn't really touched on like that side of myself in a long time. So it felt like the perfect place to go and the perfect person to work with. And I think that like was one of the first songs that we made together. Um, and then I had it for a while, but was like, I definitely want somebody to jump on the second verse, but it has to be the right person. Again, like I'm very like intentional with my collaborations, but they have to be like organic, real relationships with people. Like you have to be able to hang out with them and bounce ideas off each other. And a friend of mine introduced me to Promise. And so when he was here in London last year, I was like, let me play the record. If you vibe with it, then like jump on it. And then that day he was like, yeah, yeah, love it. Like, I'll do it right now. We was literally just like bouncing ideas back and forth, like chopping it up in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sick experience. Like he's obviously so talented, but he's also a lovely person. So
Oh, amazing. Now, is he like the first African artist that you're doing a collaboration with?
no, I worked with another Ghanaian artist, Black Sheriff. We released in 2024. I've worked like written a lot of music with Nigerian artists. So like there's some stuff to come. But my fiance, so my mum's family is Sierra Leonean. His family are Nigerian. So I spend a lot of time there and know a lot like have a lot of family there now, obviously, and friends and have a good like creative energy when I'm there too. Like worked with lots of artists.
Amazing. Now, clearly that's family to you. Now, I'm interested to know. Let's say when you started dating your person, what was the biggest culture shock that you got to see in West Africa?
I mean, I'm used to like African culture to a degree because of my mum's family, and we're very close, and like I have a good understanding of that. But Sierra Leonean culture is very different to Nigerian culture. Like Nigeria is it's very like chaotic. I love it, but definitely like
Yeah.
when I first went there, I was like, wow, this is like a lot. Like it moves super quick. Um, so that was like initially a little bit of a thing, but nothing like I think I grew to like love it very quickly. It was just on the first trip, like because I love the music, I love the think like the family values, like all of those things are very familiar to me. It was more just like the fast pace that was like a little bit different.
Ah, now that's so interesting. Clearly, you know, the African weather and culture is not so new to you. Apart from, let's say now you chose King Promise because you met him earlier. Any other artists that you enjoy to listen to their music, you know, African artists, and you'd probably look forward to having a collaboration with them in the future?
Um, I've like made a few records with Shally Poppy, so we're like figuring that out now. We work really well together. I love him. I love Loj. I love Ashake. I love I've worked with Shay Vibes as well. I love Shay. Yeah, I'm like there's lots of people. I feel like I want to work more, like I'd love to work with like a female artist. Um, I feel like, yeah, like an Ira maybe would be fun.
Hmm. I like that. So, how long have you been doing this music professionally?
10 years. I signed 10 years ago. Um, And I'd say like the last 2 years is when I've really been like, I guess in the driver's seat and sort of more in like in control. I think because I was very young when I started, I guess I didn't really know yet like what it was that I wanted to do. And now
How old were you?
I was 18.
Oh,
So I think now I have a better understanding of who I am, which obviously like applies then to the music in terms of like where I am directionally. Um, so I think, yeah, 10 years, but it feels like I feel like I've started again in a positive way.
I mean, yeah, because you feel like you're making your own decisions on what you like. Who is managing you, or rather just doing your business on your behalf at the age of 18, and how was it?
I think like I'm super grateful and like wouldn't change anything in my journey. I've always worked with amazing people. But I think like the difference between now and then is just like being older and like everybody's figuring themselves out in their 20s, right? I was just doing it like with eyes on me, which adds some pressure. Um, but I think like I've always had great people around me. It's more like a personal confidence that like needed to come, which I think just like comes with age naturally.
Oh, yeah. So, as a woman, and especially because you started very young, I believe there are also, challenges here and there that you faced at the time. Is there something you could, just point out and let us know how you were able to overcome that?
And yeah, I think yeah, as women sometimes we're kind of conditioned to like be almost like seen and not heard, right? And so that's definitely how I felt when I was younger. And I think that like learning that it was okay for me to not have all the answers, but to speak up about anything, any discomfort or just like gut feeling, like trusting your intuition and just being like, hey, like guys, I don't have the answer for this, but this doesn't feel right. Like this doesn't feel like me. This doesn't like over communicate because it's going to be better for the people around you as well. I think what I used to do is I would be quiet about things, even though like I would have that little feeling or the voice in the back of my head that was like, oh, I don't feel like this is entirely right, but I wouldn't speak up about it. And then I would go forward with something and it would almost be too late. Whereas like if you just communicate about, hey, like we need to take a second, like I don't feel like right now, like this is right.
I like the fact that you felt like you still had a voice despite being very young. Now I know you also champion for mental health issues, just making sure like people are in the best of mindset. How has that journey been, and how is it for you, especially because we have social media now? Do you think it actually makes it any better? Like social media, does it make mental health better?
I think for mental health, it can be quite detrimental because I think part of like, say, for example, like depression or anxiety, the worst thing you can do is compare yourself to other people. And obviously with social media, you're getting a constant flow of like what other people are doing. But the problem with social media is that there are very few people that are sharing their genuine day-to-day experience. Most of the time it's the highlights. So you're comparing your very real life to yeah, somebody's best moments only. And you're like, why am I not doing this? Why am I like, and so I think for that it can be really bad. On the other hand, I'm like, I see it with some regulations. Like I know when I'm like, oh, I'm not strong enough to be on here right now. But I also think like it's a great tool for information. Like knowing who to follow, who to mute. I'm like in life, the mute button is
Is on.
blessed. I'm like muted. But yeah, I think like especially when I look at like my nieces and nephews who are like really growing up in it, like I remember not having my phone, like I remember like not having social media. I didn't really have it properly until I started doing music. But I think like yeah, I can't imagine like growing up and having that like it's a constant stream of like an overload of information and music and whatever. It's so intense.
I can imagine. Now, please let us know, when is the song with King Promise coming out?
Oh, it's out. It's out.
Oh, it's out? So where can we find it?
It came out on Friday. You can find it all streaming platforms. The video is out as well. We had so much fun making the music video, and we made it here in London together. And it's just like a party vibe. It was so sick.
Uh-huh. So when are we expecting you to come to East Africa?
Soon, I hope. I need to explore that side.
Mm-hmm.
Very keen to like experience new things and new cultures. And so yeah, I would honestly, hand on heart, would absolutely love to. So soon, hopefully.
Absolutely. I mean, you're gonna love Kenya especially, and hopefully you're also going to be doing a collaboration with one of our many artists that we have. All right, Mabel, please say something to your East African fans as we wind up this interview.
I just want to say thank you so much for any love and support that you may have given me over the years. It's felt over here in the UK. I appreciate all of you. If you don't know me yet, my name is Mabel, and go and check out my new single, All Over You, featuring King Promise now.
All right, guys, this is the song. I'm definitely loving it and watching it, guys. Make sure to catch this song by Mabel and King Promise, All Over You. Thank you so much, Mabel. Looking forward to seeing you when you come to Kenya. Goodbye, and thank you so much. Good luck to everything that you're doing.
Thank you, my love. God bless you.
Bye. All right, guys. That was Mabel from the UK right here on SPM Buzz. Thank you so much for watching. My good name is Miss Kithinji. Until next time, see you on the next international interview.
SPM Buzz.